Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If you are new, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back for another video. In today's video, we're doing a makeup playtime. Okay, we're jumping into the Super Shock Extremes. Okay, Super Shock Extreme eyeshadows. We've got some Jelly Much eyeshadows. Okay, I'm playing again in the Vanish Hourglass foundation, Huda Beauty, the Resting Boss Face spray. Okay, we're getting into the Tantour. Okay, so a lot of new products in this video. If you want to see how everything came together and hear my preliminary thoughts on these new products, definitely stay tuned. Right guys, I am coming on barefaced. Is that even a word? I'm positioning my bow. But anyways, I got this on because my hair is kind of flailing at the sides. Didn't want to get any makeup on it. But yeah, anyway. Alright, so I've got some new products. I had to make some returns at Sephora from the VIB sale and some other things that I'd kind of been setting off to the side for, you know, planning for a return. And yeah, so I've got some new things to share with you. I picked up a travel size, a mini size of the Hourglass Veil Primer. I've heard this is really good, especially for oily combination skin. So I'm going to use that right now. Right now I'm just kind of making sure that I don't have any like sweat. I feel like I'm hot. So just wiping any excess moisture off of my face. This is what this looks like. And it's supposed to, let me tell you guys what it's supposed to do. It's a mineral primer, oil free. Oh, it has a broad spectrum SPF of 15 in it. I didn't know that. I've already put on SPF, but this will be fine to add to it. I think it's supposed to smooth. At least when I put it on my hand in the store, it felt like really smoothing. And I think it's supposed to help to like mattify and of course keep your foundation on all day. So it's white, and I'm just gonna, so because it does have that sunscreen, I can see that purple hue in it, but of course it'll get covered up with the foundation. So this is going to be a makeup playtime. I'm not sure if it'll go up on Sunday though, so I don't know if this is going to be a Sunday fun day, but it'll be a Monday fun day at the least, hopefully. We've got a full day today though. We got a movie date tonight, and then we've got a lunch date with another couple this afternoon. So I don't know, but I'm gonna put the MAC skin treatment on my T-zone just as a little extra insurance. Alright, so I picked up two foundations. I think the one I'm going to showcase today for you guys is going to be the Dior Face and Body. Here it is. I picked it up in 6. No! I picked up the wrong daggum shade. Fudge cake. Oh my gosh. I wanted to pick the 6W. What were you doing, Ashley? I wanted to pick 6 Warm Deep, and I picked up 6 Neutral. This is so silly. Dag, bro. What do you think? A W looks like an N? I wanted to do that foundation for you guys. I'm going to have to go back. I don't want to swatch it just to see if it'll work. Alright, I'm done. I can't talk about that anymore. Alright, moving on. I'm going to do the Vanish Sable. Oh God, Lord help me. The Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation in the shade Sable. Shake this up. I know you guys said, a lot of people was on my, when I did my wish list for the VIB sale, this was on my wish list. I'll link that video up here too. This was on the wish list, and I took it off the wish list after comments like it's not that good and stuff, and then because I was concerned that maybe I didn't like it that much because it was in the wrong shade that I was trying. Like they didn't have my shade in the samples. Or at least one comment said like it wasn't a fluke, it just is not a good foundation. And so, but then somebody else said it worked. So, you know, I had the exchange, so I got this. I think that might be half a pump, that little dot. And I think this will work. Hopefully it'll work out because I do have the Veil Primer on. You know, that's the stuff that comes with their thing. I mean, that's what they recommend. Alright, and I'm just going to do one side at a time. But And yeah, I used to use it a lot. I think I put too little, but I was afraid to. Look how fast that blended in. It's gone. I think I put too little because I was afraid that I might go overboard. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. Of course they say to use their brush, you know, but I didn't think I needed to do that. I still have some on my hand, so I'm just going to go back over the areas, which is like my entire face, that I want more coverage. Yeah. Alright, so my nose just looks like it's not getting covered, and I think it's like, I feel like I'm sweating or something. Because when I get a little flustered, then I get hot, and then I feel like I start perspiring, even though it's like not sweating, but my skin, it's like damp. But I've got a decent medium coverage. I'm not gonna add any more because one of the reviews, or not one, a lot of the reviews said like it can get pretty cakey if you use too much. The side of my nose is itching. So I'm gonna go on ahead with an affordable concealer, the Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade Warm Almond. I finally got the shade that works for me for my under eyes. And actually this is a little bit warm. I also have like 165 or something, is it? Yeah, 165 Deep Tan. That one is a little bit too light for me to use by itself, but you know, I'm going to take some of that Deep Tan because just with this complexion or the shade of foundation, it's the Warm Almond by itself is just not going to give me the brightness that I desire. So alright, so I think everything is starting now that I've calmed down and the foundation's kind of blended or like dried down. Everything is looking pretty matte, which is nice. Okay, so one thing that I need to remember about this concealer is that a little bit goes a really, really long way. Alright, so now I'm gonna just go ahead and do a real soft set under my eye with my Décolleté powder. Alright, so I've got some on the sponge right here. I'm gonna take my brush, pat my brush onto it, make sure everything is blended out. Okay, and then press this into the under eye area and lay that there. I'm gonna take, it's a dry sponge, just like a little dry sponge that I have here, into my Aqua Assurance powder. Some on there and just lay this right on the under eye, not taking it too far down, just really hitting just right on that under eye area, because this is not a matte powder, so I don't like to use it you know, in my pore area, because I do want that to stay matte, but for my under eye I don't want it to look too dry, and I think I've explained that to you guys before, but just to reiterate for the new people, I do have a new powder that I picked up from Sephora. So it is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder in Cinnamon Bun. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I did smell it in the store and it smelled okay. I mean, it does have a fragrance, but it wasn't very off-putting. However, you know, the Sephora stuff sits out all day, so you know, I don't know if that helps the powder to, you know, lose some of its fragrance. So hopefully it's not too much. I don't hardly smell anything right now. I just put my, okay, I can smell something, but it's not too much. I'm going to use that same brush that I use for my under eye, tap it into it. It has a nice mesh sifter, and just put this on my pore area. Okay, because this one is supposed to be a matte powder, So I want this area to stay matte. This is the area that gets oily for me first. Okay, now I can smell the... Now I can smell it. It's not too off-putting. It's not off-putting at all. Maybe because I haven't baked with it yet. But just doing this with it, it's not too much. Alright, so I also picked up from Huda Beauty the Tantour. You guys know I've been talking about brands coming up with like contour products and bronzer products that work for deeper skin tones. And so I was quite interested when she came out with this product because she had really very, very dark swatches on Trend Mood. So when I went into the store, I did swatch it, and I picked up the second deepest shade, or there's one deeper shade after this. I picked up Tan because when I swatched it, it looked pretty decent, like it would work for me. So here's what the shade looks like in the pan. Here's what the shade looks like on my finger. And then here is what it looks like swatched. So, and that's just a swatch. It's not a blend out. If I blend it out, it goes, you know, it fades pretty decently. So I thought this would be a good option for me. And it is a cream to powder formula. I'm going to apply this on one side of the face without setting my makeup first. And then I'll do the other side with the makeup being set and see how it goes. So I'm taking this brush here. I already dipped the tip of it in. And hopefully this is not a mistake. Alright. So, okay, I think hopefully that's not too low. But you guys know me, I'll be sometimes struggling with I think that looks nice. I'm not finished blending it, but I think that looks nice. Now I'm going to go to the sides here and just, you know, lay a little bit of it down. Now I'm taking a fluffier brush here and just blending that back. Okay, what do you guys think about this? I think it blended in pretty nicely. I must say to you guys that once the foundation and everything has set down, you know, dried, I didn't set it, but it has dried down, you know, it's dried down to its final finish, which is more of a matte finish. You know, my face, it's a little bit tacky, but it's not like a dewy finish, you know, would feel. It doesn't feel like a dewy finish would feel. It doesn't feel tacky like a dewy finish foundation would feel, or even like a, you know, more natural finish foundation would feel. So that might be helping this Tantour product to blend a little bit easier than it might with a dewy foundation. And so that's something that I'll need to continue to test out for you guys, you know, and like kind of report back. Alright, so I'm going to set the rest of my face, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on a set face. Okay, with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder. And then just press this into the skin. Okay. And then come over here too. I'm just setting all over everything. Wow. Everything just looks nice and smooth. Alright, I'm going to take this same brush over on the set side. I'm going to just tap again onto my hand. Make sure I get the excess off. That looks nice, I think. I think that looks good. This is an intense contour though. It looks pretty intense. Move that bow out the way. I'm going to take that same brush that I used on the other side and do more blending. Yeah, it looks like there's a line right there. I think that what that line is that it's not full coverage right there. because in this area I do have to sometimes add concealer to make sure that part of my face that has a little bit more discoloration is covered. We'll see on the final footage what it looks like, but it looks like there's like a dark area right there, and I think that might have to do with my skin underneath versus this Tantour product. Alright, that's pretty intense. I want to use this some more. I did apply a little bit, you know, on the sides of my nose with a foundation brush and kind of just moved it back and forth to get a more of a blend with that. I don't do a lot of nose contouring, so just keep that in mind. But I think it looks cool. I want to, of course, but yeah, I want to use this product some more. I like this side better than this side, but once again, this side of my face does have like some natural discoloration in this area, so I want to use it some more. Spent too much time on that, way too much time on that. Okay, I added the Huda Beauty Bake Powder in this area to catch any fallout from the eyeshadows. Okay, so I've got some new ColourPop stuff here, not their new like anniversary palette and stuff. I picked up a couple Jelly Much eyeshadows. I picked up one in the shade Photosynthesis, and then also one in the shade Half Moon. It's the Party Talk set, and it has 6 of their new formula called Super Shock Extreme. And so they came in this cute little box, and it has a mirror right there, and then it has 6 of these super glittery like super shock shadows. And so I'm gonna show you guys these swatches right now. I must mention to you guys that apparently these are eye pigments, so they're not recommended for use around the immediate eye area, so use them on your eyes at your own risk. Can't Party Wait. Here is what this one looks like, and then catching the light is catching on that glitter so pretty. Party Cloudy. All of the names are like a play on words. This is called Party Cloudy. Very like bright yellow golden hue to it. Here it is there. So that's something that looks like very neutral. I mean, you've got some yellow undertone to it, but on my skin tone it just looks like some glitters, you know, sitting on the skin, which is pretty, so it's not like a strong color base to it. Okay, all right, this one is called Party Party. Nice purple pink tone to it as far as the base is concerned, and there you go. Very pretty tone right there. One thing, especially with these pinks and purples, because it is a pressed pigment, you're going to get staining on your eye. Party Shop. This is like pure on pink. Okay, with some slight gold reflects in it. Okay. On my finger, but just that little bit of time of it being on my finger, my finger stained pink. We have Party Plan. This one is more of a like taupey golden type of a base. Looks really interesting. Man, that's vibrant. That's got a lot of gold glitter in it. And then the last one is Sorry for Partying. And that's what this one is. Blue toned with pink and purple glitter. Okay. Okay, so here are the 6 Super Shock Extremes. Very pretty. One thing that I'm noticing with these is that you don't get a consistent like glitter pull down for the entire swatch. You can see like some of it's concentrated in the different areas, and I just think that's the nature of glitter. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys real quick on my hand this time these Jelly Much shadows. So this one is called Half Moon. Here it is in the pan. So it doesn't It's not like jelly much. I thought these would like be moving around and jiggling. No, they don't do that at all. That's what it looks like there on my finger. And here is a swatch here. So this has a duochrome shift to it. A little bit of a shift to, I don't know, is it green, red, pink tone? Very interesting. And I have worn this on my eyes. It's very, very nice. Has a nice shine to it, and it dries down and it lasts all day. It's not moving at all, not creasing or anything. So I was quite pleasantly surprised with this. All right, and here's Photosynthesis. Is on my finger, like a chartreuse shade is what they call it. And then that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. I'm swatching, using my left hand to swatch, and it's not really coming off that great, but it is a very pretty shadow. So now I'm going to get these swatches off my arm and off my hand, and we're going to hop into a look. We're going to use I'm going to use my Viseart Dark Mattes palette and see what I can come up with as far as my crease is concerned, and then we'll hop into the ColourPop shadows. I'm going to use these purples. Okay, so I'm going to go into the first shade on the second row in this Dark Mattes palette and lay that in the crease. Okay, the shade is building up quite nicely, and it's already kind of blended pretty well as well. I'm going to go into the first shade in the top row of the Viseart palette on a blender brush and just take that along the edges to make sure it's blended out well. Alright, so the next brush the next shade I'm going to use is the second shade in the second row, that vibrant purple shade. And put this on the outer corner. Picking this up into the crease, and I've turned my brush to the side to kind of get it to blend a little bit more outwards without having to place that shadow out there. It's deepening very nicely, and I like the rich tone of that purple that I'm getting, you know, from building that up. All right, that's really pretty. That's a really pretty setup. Okay, Viseart. Next, I know I've already used this shade, the Half Moon, but I'm gonna use it again. So I'm gonna go on ahead and grab some of this. Okay. So I've got some on my finger here. I'm just gonna lay this down. Alright, so here's what it looks like. I added another layer. So next, and these can be blended you can use these with a brush if you want to. You don't have to use your finger. Okay, you can just use these with a brush. And once you lay them down, you can, you know, get a blend over top of them, or, you know, use something to blend them out. So I think that looks pretty just like that, but I do want to show you guys some glitter. So let's see what we can do with this stuff here. I don't think I'm going to go in with a pink one just because how that would look. I think what I'm going to go in was with the first shade that I swatched for you all, which is called Can't Party Wait. This one has like a lighter pink tone to it, but a golden shift. I'll show you guys again what it looks like in the pan. There we go. And I'm going in with that on my finger. My goal is to just pop this on the center. What do you guys think of that? I don't see much. Maybe this wasn't the right shade to use with this look. All the glitter is like falling down on my face as I rub. So, I'm not quite sure how long this is going to last on the lids, you know, because just me rubbing this on to even just place it, the glitter's falling down. And I guess that's the nature of glitter because it's kind of thick glitter. It's not micro fine glitter, but it's just wanting to fall straight onto the lid. I mean, straight down onto my face. And I brought that up a little bit too high. I'm going to see what I can do to cover that up. But I know when I do that, more glitter is going to fall down. I think it looks cute after I added all that extra. I kept having to go back and forth into that glitter, that extra shock, whatever, Super Shock Extreme, to kind of build it up. Just on one press, you're not going to hardly see any of the base color. And you're just going to get a sporadic spattering of glitter. But when I kept going back into it, it laid down pretty, you know, the intensity of the glitter built up, and it looks really cute. I think that looks really pretty with this brush here. It's like a flatter brush. It's my Sonia G Builder Pro. I'm going into the first shade on the second row that we used first on the eye look. And I'm going to run this on that lower lash line. You guys see that? And that photosynthesis color is so beautiful. I do want to do something with that, so I think I'm going to put that on down here. I'm going to use a flat concealer brush from BH Cosmetics and see how this goes. I'm just going to lay this on the inner portion of the bottom of the lid. Let's see. So what I'm doing with the brush, I just dipped the tip of it into that Jelly Much shadow. And I'm just running that right there on the inner portion of my lower lash line and pulling it up on the inner corner. And as you can see, it took very nicely to the brush and it's blending nicely as well. So you don't have to use your finger to use these Jelly Much shadows. I think I'm going to leave the brow bone blank today. I think we've done enough with glitter and shimmer for today's look. I'm going to do the rest of the face and then I will be back. Alright guys, here is the look before I use my final product. There is a product that I wanted to show you guys. I picked up Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Spray. Okay, and I feel like today will be a perfect day to try this out because it's supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to be really hot today and I'm going to be out and about. So yeah, but everything is already looking kind of matte, so we're gonna see, you know, what else this does to it. Hopefully it doesn't dry out the face. Alright, so I'm gonna shake it up. It's a waterproof setting spray. Okay, alright, then I'm gonna spray. If you look on Sephora, this has really not so good ratings, but the majority of their bad ratings are because of the smell. So it smells just like the powder. Yeah, I can smell that. Okay. Alright. Yeah, the smell is very, very intense. It's like I just sprayed perfume on my face. That is, yeah. It's like I just sprayed perfume on my face. So if you are very sensitive to smells, you are not going to want this at all. And if you have the Huda Beauty powder, this is like that on 100. I just did a couple of sprays. There is denatured alcohol in this, I think. Yeah, denatured alcohol is the first ingredient. So I can smell the alcohol in it as well. So I can smell and feel the alcohol in it, but I think that's what kind of is supposed to help keep the makeup in place. Maybe, I don't know, but it's the first ingredient. So if you're concerned with that and that being in your skincare, then just ignore that. I mean, in your makeup, then just ignore this product. But everything seems to be looking good, you know. It doesn't look overly matte, and I don't know if I didn't spray enough, we'll see, but it doesn't look overly matte, and it looks good. I think everything looks nice and put together. This foundation came together very nicely, so I'm gonna keep trying this out, but I like it so far from this experience with this shade. Once again, my shade is Sable, and you guys saw how much I was using. Not a whole bunch, a lot less than what I would usually use with another foundation. So, but yeah, everything came together real well. I like that Huda Beauty powder, and I like the Tantour so far. I want to get more experience with it though, because just especially on this area of my face, I just want to make sure that it's not picking up any of my products or blending out in any weird way. But I think for today's look, it came together really nicely. Okay, what else did I use? The eyeshadows. Those Jelly Much eyeshadows, girl, really, really good. I am a huge fan of these. They last all day, they don't crack on the lid, and they don't crease. So I think ColourPop did a great job with this. I would highly recommend this formula of their eyeshadows. And these extreme, if you can find them, I don't know if they're still in stock, but the Extreme Shock Shadow, whatever it's called, these are really nice. Super Shock Extreme, yeah, they're really nice, but only if you like chunky glitter. This is not going to be something that I can use every day, obviously. And as I was blending it in, a lot of the glitter was like falling, you know, as I was patting it in to get more of a blend and get more intensity with the glitter. Some of the glitter was falling off the eyes. So and once again, these are pressed pigment, so they're not particularly recommended for use around the eyes. So if that concerns you, then obviously you won't want any of those. And if you don't like chunky glitter, then you won't want that as well. But with my powder being on my face, and when I was knocking the powder off, it all fell off really easily. I don't have any glitter left on my face from these, so it's really easy clean up with this, even though, you know, it falls, you know, down onto my face. So yeah, I like it. I like the entire look. And yeah, primer, I have to see how it wears with other foundations, but with this one, being that they're both in the same brand, I think it works really nicely. So I think everything looks real good. I'm really happy with the way everything came together. And Viseart, I can't say enough about those palettes. I think I've already talked about those in a previous video, but that palette there, those eyeshadows I used, came together so nicely and easily. Gosh, they build up so good. They build up so well. And 2 thumbs up for the Viseart Dark Matte eyeshadow palette. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Let me know what you think about the look. If you enjoyed it, definitely give this video 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, like your Siskel and Ebert. Okay, definitely give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more content from me, definitely do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I upload videos 3 to 4 times per week. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.